Hello, and welcome to episode 65 of the Cooler Guild. I am Coop Cooper, and joined with me, as always, is my co-host, Van Crisp.
Hello.
We are recording on Monday, May 18th, 2026. On today's glorious show, we get to talk about another rain loss. This time, yeah. Fuck, don't make not the L pod with the laugh. This time, hey, we lost to the champions of the league from last year, so it could be worse. But before we get into all that, we got some housekeeping.
The Cooler Guild is part of the Sound at Heart podcast network. You can either listen to us on our public feed, or if you're a Sound at Heart subscriber, on the private unified feed with the other podcasts on the network. If you'd like to become a subscriber, just visit our page at soundatheart.com/the Cooler Guild. New subscribers get 10% off the normal rate, and you'll help support everything we're doing. And we need as much support as possible right now in these dire times.
It's really bad. It's really bad. I hate how much sports dictate my mood. I truly do. Alex is out of town, and so I was like trying to find stuff to do and fill my time and stuff. I reorganized all my yarn, which is great. I also cataloged it all. But I also went to a sauna. I had a little spa day for myself. And I you probably saw the pictures, but I'm sure that you would think the best part was that my friend's cat, who is always like out on the property while I'm like in the sauna, his cat was like meowing outside of my private sauna session, was like wanting to come inside, and he did come inside for a bit.
I love that. That would have made it better.
It was a very nice, really didn't have to think about sports. I just like got to enjoy that, and I went in the river a little bit, just kind of had like some me time to reflect on why sports affect me so much emotionally. It's rough. It's rough out here right now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I coached a game yesterday and that team couldn't even score, so maybe it's a me problem.
Yeah, maybe it's an us problem. Shit.
It was fun though.
What was this game that you coached?
So there's the Cascadia Premier League, which is like a regional adult competitive league. Cool. And so the FC Olympia team has a CPL team as well as a USLW team. And the guy that coaches the CPL team was out of town and needed somebody to cover for him. And we used to coach together back in the day when we coached this like U13 and U14 girls team. And one of those girls actually plays on this team. So that made me feel really old.
Oh.
But yeah, he needs somebody to help cover. So I went out there and helped coach him.
Cool.
They called 2 penalties on us.
Well,
so the game was 3-0, but really it was 1-0.
I don't think they'll be calling you up for any other job soon.
It was also their first game. So.
Oh, well, okay. So you'll get them next week.
Yeah. I don't think they play for a couple more weeks. But anyway, let's get into this L pod here. Going into the game, they did, it was Phoebe McLaren's 100th NWSL game.
Was it someone else's too?
No, they just celebrated.
I thought I saw something for Huerta.
Harvey's 300th game. I
feel like I'm surprised it's not. She just hit 100.
I know.
She just seems so experienced. But great. Congrats to her.
Yeah, too bad it wasn't better, but I thought she actually had an okay game. So, what worked? So we lost 2-0 to Gotham. Not surprising, but still disappointing. I wrote, I think halfway through the first half, or no, it was second half, I wrote, the only redeeming qualities of this match are Sam Meza, because she's good at soccer. And then that Jordan Bug came back.
It's not. Yeah, great points. Really good points. Moving on. I really don't have anything else good to. It could have been worse, I guess.
But the goals that were scored were just like very bad defensive.
Yeah.
They just turned off. The defense turned off.
The things that they are supposedly good at, that they focus on so much, it didn't. Like, what? Why is this now happening to us? Everything's falling apart, it feels like.
Yeah. So I guess for getting into what didn't work, defensively, just again, that mentality, just for some reason, there's like a switch and they just forget that they're playing.
Do you think like that's related to this goal scoring drought?
I think it probably doesn't help.
Yeah.
Because that does as much as you want to like turn a new leaf every game to try and fix that issue, right? It's still going to be in the back of your mind.
Yeah.
So I don't think it helps. But it was just so glaring that both times there was no one marking.
What did you think of this lineup when it came out? Because we haven't had a same starting 11 at all at any game this season. It's always been different. Did you have any reactions to like what the lineup was when you saw it put out?
So 4 minutes into the game, I wrote Holmes a bit shaky to start.
That didn't end well for her.
It didn't.
Game.
So yeah, obviously noticed that Shea Holmes was going to be getting her first minutes of the season. Also, and taking Curry out, who
had a phenomenal game.
Yeah, last match. If anything, you should have taken Huerta out of that position.
Sure.
And Adama is starting instead of Mercado. I get that people want to see Adames, but Mercado really has been a huge part of the attack this season. And I don't think, and Adama's made mistakes, and I know that players need to get experience to be able to overcome some of those challenges when they're young, right? But it just seemed that, I don't know, it was an interesting choice to me. Yeah. Especially when Montesier's just kind of been meh.
I think that was more of my hang up on it, is that I feel like I haven't really seen a lot of chemistry with those two. So it just was like, I don't really know where this is going to go.
No, because every time you have Mercado on the field with Adames, something happens.
Yeah, I think that's where I would have changed it. I feel like Coco just hasn't been performing.
Yep.
Calls also haven't been going her way. And I will like totally acknowledge that. I feel like she's been getting called for things that aren't fouls.
There was a lot of that in this match, especially to start.
Yeah.
It was a really, really frustrating first like 25 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
There was a point where we had been called for fouls 5 times and they didn't have any.
And I really try not to complain about the reffing because to me it kind of does even out at some point, but it was, to me, it kind of felt to me like the ref didn't really like respect our team. Like our players weren't allowed to be physical.
But theirs were.
Yeah.
Because there was a couple times where we had players just like taken out from the back.
Mm-hmm. Penalty should have been given.
Yep, penalty should have been given. We were a little bit confused about that at the game, but I was watching the replay during, and you could clearly see that she got nicked.
Yeah, it's like that changes everything for the Reign if that's given, right? And they score it.
Yeah.
And that's so frustrating. Like, I want them to be able to make scoring opportunities in different ways, but like sometimes you need just something like that to get everything kind of rolling.
It
didn't happen.
That doesn't happen for us.
No.
For whatever reason. Just doesn't seem to happen for us. It just adds to the frustration, really. What else? I think at one point at the end of the game, I just came to the realization that we just do not have the personnel for the team that we need to see to win games.
Yeah, against opponents like this, especially.
Yeah. They need to sign at one player at least, 2.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like, we're getting beat by Gotham. We're getting beat by Spirit, who seem to always beat us. But we were in that game for a while, right? And we were in this game for a while. I mean, like 1 goal deficit. You should be able to score a goal, score, change games, whatever you want to say, that cliches. But like, you get, like, imagine we had like Megan Rapinoe in her prime, a player like that on this team. That elevates the rest of the whole lineup, like everyone who's playing on the field.
Well, and it stops everybody else from having to do as much work.
Yeah, because they're working hard.
They are. It's not about effort right now.
No.
I mean, Mia Fischel's out there running like crazy.
Yeah.
Because she's having to cover so much this gap in the attacking center mids and dropping back to have to defend. Mercado has been doing it too. You know, you got Adames back there. And it's just like, where's the coverage from the rest? Like, the weaknesses start to show when your stronger players are having to work their butts off to cover ground that other players should be covering.
Sucks.
And I think that it would elevate these players that are kind of struggling right now, like Fischel, like Adames, like Mercado, if they had somebody that could feed them the balls that they need to be fed. I mean, talk about Darlene, right?
Yeah.
We're not using Darlene to her full potential because nobody can play the ball that she needs.
We also don't have anyone that's kind of been at that high level with success. I feel like on this team at the moment. So like there's not that person on the field to like kind of talk them through these struggles and like keep their heads right. So then that's when we're seeing these mental lapses in the defense, right?
Yeah. There was actually I'll hop to the presser, but there was one point where Laura showed up to the press conference looking like she had just like tried to rip her hair out for the last 45 minutes. It was all over the place, and I was like, same girl. At one point Laura was talking about how Gotham has players that know how to win because they've been in big games, they've been in European championships, they've been doing these things. And she said, and that's what we need. And hinting at that. And I'm like grasping for straws, trying to see what she thinks and and I feel like this is one thing that I kind of finally got a little hold on, where she's like,
just calling out the front office.
Yep.
In some way. I mean, I feel like she has been calling them out when she says we're missing a little bit of quality, but this is something for sure.
Yeah.
Oh God.
This player presser, the players came second because they had showered and everything, but it was Haz and Meza. And I like Haz. She came out and this was much more real than I've seen after these disappointing losses. She said she is disappointed and frustrated with the performance and the result. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh my God, somebody's being real.
She's been in big games though, to be like fair with
She
Wales.
said we have standards and we're not meeting them right now. Like, yes.
Finally. Yes.
But it's finally somebody's like being a little bit real here.
Mm-hmm.
Sam has at some point said, well, it's only up from here. I love her.
So it's bad as it can possibly get. I got it.
It was so great. At one point, Grant asked the players, it kind of pointed out that Sam Meza's been the standout star for the season.
Yeah.
And she did not know how to answer. Oh. She was kind of
Me?
has answered for her.
Yeah.
And like, I was just like, just like agreeing with like her being great.
Mm-hmm.
And she was just like, she turned red.
Oh, that's so funny.
She's just like, yeah, like, yes, you're very good.
Don't leave us.
But has said, she drives the team forward and they have to match that. It's like, yeah, you do. You're not.
So irritating. I feel like when we keep having these kinds of results, you have to like reflect a lot and also do some deep thinking about like, I guess there's a bigger issue here.
There is. And it's the front office. It's Leslie Gallimore. And I did come to the realization that there's a lot of UW representation on this team. Mm-hmm. And UW's not even a very good team in the NCAA.
Mm-hmm. Not the women's team, at least.
No, men are great. And you have to wonder, why are you picking the easiest possible target? Like, do you know how to do this job? You're playing against a team who brought in Guro Wrighton, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, oh, here's some non-standout player that wasn't even an All-American.
Yeah.
That you're trying to play in the midfield. Sally Menti, right? Get us something better.
Or at least have a player with these developing, because like these players in theory they're not the best players at this point, right, in their careers. So like,
right, but we're getting all of these. You're just stacking these onto us and not giving us a fucking shining light.
No, not giving them another player to learn from.
Yeah, you're not helping them in any sense.
No, the development is like stalled when you don't have bigger names with them.
Exactly.
So you have to have balance to that. If
like Phoebe wouldn't be Phoebe without Lou, right?
Yeah. And like if Sally Menti had a mentor of a bigger caliber player, then maybe that changes. But like she doesn't have that right now. I mean, Jess Fishlock's not playing right now. I also feel like we know that Jess Fishlock's like she's going to retire. She was never getting any younger. So like, why were they not working on figuring out who's gonna replace her?
Because Leslie Gallimore wants to bring on people who she likes their families. She knows them. She recruited them, or players that have reached out to her. She's not doing her job. We're not in the conversation for these big signings when these players come up, and we need to be in that conversation.
Yeah, it's a little too personal. It feels like at times.
That's exactly what it is.
Too hunky dory. They're paying the price for it now. They're also paying the price for it not just in results in going down the standings. They're now in 11th place.
Yeah.
Their attendance isn't doing well.
Attendance isn't good. Laura's getting heat.
Yeah.
And
it seems connected likely to the lack of ambition with the roster building, and that's to me what it feels like.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
I didn't like it.
The players don't deserve it. That's the thing that pisses me off. The
players deserve so much better.
Yeah. Like, these players are working their asses off. I love this team. I love these players. Don't get me wrong, but like, they need more, and they deserve to have. This is the NWSL. This is the best women's league in the world. Like, bring in players that we see all over the league into this team. Why can't you do that? It's been so long, and
because you're not good at your job.
I feel like it.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry to call her out like this, but it's not good enough.
Yeah, I agree. It's not good enough.
And you have over 6,000 people that are having sit and watch this at the game week after week after week.
I pulled up some stuff. I feel like the club lately has been trying to take some big swings with bringing in players. It's never been obvious that these players are going to hit, but they're taking big swings, and I don't know that any of them hit, at least for us, in terms of long-term success for the club. G came in. We were all like, this is kind of confusing, but I guess maybe it'll work. Didn't work. AMC was like, oh, okay, maybe. And I did really enjoy it. Like, I enjoyed all these players, but they're coming into this team and they're hyping them up as if they are going to be difference makers. And I feel like we're not, like, they're not actually getting players in their prime. And I just don't understand how you think that's going to be good enough in this league. Like, they're sometimes 4+ years past their prime. And like, your hope is to maybe they'll get back to that. And that's not gonna happen. Yeah, mentally they can be solid. They can be good with leadership, but like, they don't have the legs to be doing those kinds of things anymore.
No. And it's just, I mean, you could even say the same thing about Lynn, right?
You could, absolutely. I mean, I had a list of former players and current players. Current players, I did have Lynn on that list. Former players, and I also included players that, like, these are players that, like, I thought when they came in, like, I was confused by the moves, and then they ended up not working out at all. Hannah Glass didn't really contribute a ton. I love Jordan Heidemann. I do think she was very valuable, but like, production-wise wasn't there. Lily Woodham, Jalen Howell. Now we're watching Jalen. Like, why did you let Jalen Howell go to Gotham? Like, we are seeing her ball out, and somehow the rain let her go. And that is the exact kind of fucking player we need right now.
Yeah. That was really frustrating to watch last game, honestly.
Angelina, I mean, she left in free agency, but that's another player that I would have really enjoyed. And like, maybe you can't prevent that because she's got all these Brazilian players she wants to go play with in Orlando. I get that. That's totally, fine. Luwani, don't know what happened with that signing. Lavelle and Sonnet, its own tricky little situation as well, but that was difficult to watch leave. Elise Bennett didn't really hit. Seemed like that was supposed to be something that didn't really take. Coco isn't performing well lately. She had a few good games, but like, they extended her contract and she's not staying at that high level that we've seen her capable of, at least. I don't know. I'm just really, really frustrated that we've been seeing this happen for several years with just these signings that it's like, yeah.
And who's been the GM that whole time?
Yeah. It's like, people want to blame Harvey, and I'm just like, I think this is a deeper problem than that. I don't think
Can we get Bill Predmore into the GM position? Does he want to do that?
I can't look at the coach until I see her have a team where I'm in, like, someone else can do something with this team and it'll work.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, if people really want to blame Harvey, okay, what would a different coach do?
Yeah. I can think of what different signings we can make, and that kind of lies on one person.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I get Leslie's a respected figure in this community and everything like that, but I just think the ambitions of this club need to be bigger.
Yeah.
And now that we have, Sounders have a stake in this as well, I just feel like I need somebody to step up and realize this isn't good enough and we need to make some changes.
I think part of the problem might be, from what I've heard, is that Adrian Hanauer is very loyal.
He is, yeah.
And Leslie is probably somebody he's trying to be loyal to.
If that's the case, that's fine. I do think there are some good players she has brought in. Like, we're just calling out the ones that didn't work. But if he really wants to keep her in this space, he needs to find a different role, I think.
Yeah.
We saw this kind of same, maybe not the exact same thing, but we saw kind of a similar thing in Portland, right? With their GM. And they just gave her a different job, you know? And I think that might need
That's fine. Get me somebody that wants to get players in, that wants to make this team better. Because I don't feel like that's what's going on.
There are so many exciting players in women's soccer right now. Like, and we're just watching other teams sign them and build these crazy rosters. I know some of them might be breaking the rules, but like, where is that for us? Like, I need at least one or two of those players, because people do not want to come to games if they don't get to see those players. And you've got the World Cup on the horizon.
Yeah. If you're not getting players in that make the game exciting to watch. It's frustrating.
Yeah.
We are frustrated.
And we're very passionate and we love this team. And we want the best for this team and these players, because we do think they deserve that. I don't think it's a blow up everything situation. It might go that way soon.
Yeah, if players want to leave because they're not getting any help.
Yeah, you don't want to lose Sem Meza. You don't want to lose Claudia Dickey. Like, these are players that I think want to be on a championship caliber team, or at least a team that can compete. And
they deserve to be on one.
Yeah, they just need some more, quality on the field.
Yeah. Agreed.
I really don't like having to call out people, but it just seems like
it's time.
It's been a while. It's been a while, and I'm tired, and I want to win. And I want to win.
Fun. I want the players to be happy.
And I want
them to score goals.
I want the fans to come out. I want the fans to be excited about the team. I want fans to be able to go see world-class players. Like, the city deserves it. The other players in the team deserve that. And I just really want what's best for the success in this team. So and that's not happening right now. And I don't see how that's changing. I just don't.
Yeah.
You want to add anything else before we go into Cooler Player of the Match? Now that we're in a really great mood?
No, I think that's it.
Yeah. The Cooler Player of the Match is brought to you by the Doctor's Office, a great little 12-seat bar on Capitol Hill. The owner's a big fan of the rain and is proud to be our first sponsor.
So I don't know if this is on the broadcast. But prior to the match, they honored Laura Harvey with a framed photo of it was like a celebration photo, but they used pictures from throughout the years to make up the photo. It was really well done. Mm-hmm. Whoever the person in the front office that made this, kudos. This was great. But they go out there and they hand it to her. And because they've got the grass on there now, the sprinklers come out. So the sprinklers hit her and the photo. And I was like, well, this is not starting good. And now we know it was a warning sign. Yeah, and then they threatened to sing Laura Harvey happy birthday because it was Laura's birthday. And
God,
she ran out. She just took off.
Yeah. Yeah, good call on that.
So Cooler Player of the Match goes to the Lumen Field sprinklers for trying to warn us not to be hopeful.
It's pretty dire right now. Thanks again. But you know where it's not dire? At the doctor's office, where you can go have a nice cocktail and reminisce about when things weren't as bleak. So thanks again to our sponsor, the Doctor's Office. The Doctor's Office is the best place to grab a drink before or after a match, or any day now, because
you don't need a reason these days.
No, you don't need a reason. Check out their Instagram at TDO Seattle, or better yet, go drink there in person.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you for listening to the Sounder at Heart podcast network, which now includes No Sarietes, Lobbing Scorchers, and the Cooler Guild. We've been independent since August of 2023, but need your support to make sure it continues. Although this podcast is free, it's only made possible by your continued support. Memberships start as low as $25 a year, which not only helps make podcasts like this one happen, but also gets you access to everything we produce. If you're able to support us at higher levels, starting at $75 a year, you gain access to a host of other perks, most notably entry into our members-only Discord, where the smartest, funniest, and most engaged commenters share their thoughts and ideas. To find out more, just visit soundretheart.com and click the subscribe button in the top right corner. Thanks for listening.
Did you have any other final thoughts?
I think we covered everything that I had in my final thoughts. I'm probably going to do a little bit of a deeper dive, I think, on like numbers and players that we've brought in and the lack of contributions, it feels like, from some of what seemed like should have been key players to the Reign. But I just want to like reiterate, I don't think the team isn't trying. And it's not that I think everyone is really bad. I just really, really think they need an attacking midfielder that has an insane pedigree and has had success and is a proven winner. And we'll come in here and we're not going to wonder if they're going to get back to their prime. I need to know that they're in their prime. Like, I truly need them to be in their prime. And I think the fact that that hasn't happened for so long concerns me. And I think someone needs to be held accountable.
Agreed.
I just feel like at this point, I don't see how this improves without that kind of signing. I just feel like it's maybe too little too late.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, that's how I feel.
Yeah, I think it needs to be reiterated that it's not for a lack of effort, right? You can tell that the players are trying and that they want to win.
And they want to believe in themselves too.
Yeah, it's hard to do. I feel like you've got the culture correct. You've got the coaching correct. But you're not given the tools on the roster to do it.
Yeah.
And it's maddening.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we saw moves all off season for other teams.
And we just sat there and twiddled our thumbs.
Yeah.
So
it's just, yeah. Well, I think it's time to move on. Maybe things will go better the next game. Maybe they won't. We'll see. What happened over the weekend in the league?
KC beat Houston 3-0.
Wish we could have beat Houston.
Well, I wish Jane Campbell would have had this game against us. It was bad. She caused the first 2 goals.
No.
The first one was even an own goal because she couldn't catch the ball.
Oh no.
And then she came out on the second one to take a ball off a player's foot and couldn't grab it, so it bounced off. And so she was out of the goal. It was passed, shot, goal. And then Chewinga just did Chewinga in 68th minute. So that was... Chewinga scored 2 and Jane Campbell had an own goal. Bay tied Boston.
That red card in that game
was gnarly.
I am so glad we don't have to play her. I am so glad we don't have to play her. That was like scarred me seeing that happen, and it wasn't even as bad as it could have possibly been.
It was like a 2-for-2 too. So Bianca St. George goes in for a slide tackle after she takes a bad touch and is trying to recover the ball. Slides in, her bottom leg that's tucked under rolls over the player's ankle, and the top leg studs up, goes straight into the thigh.
Who was that? That was on it was a U.S. national team player. I think it was Hutton. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I remember thinking, oh, Canada's already up to shenanigans.
Yeah.
That was my thought. Yeah, thank God she wasn't more hurt.
Yeah. But so that was in the 42nd minute that red card. And then Bay scored in the second half. Bailey scored. And then Gutierrez for Boston scored a penalty in the 64th minute. San Diego beat the Spirit. Trinity Byers, who it's our first start in the NWSL, and she scored her first NWSL goal in the 6th minute. Rebecca Bernal scored for Washington in the 33rd minute, and then Kimmy Ascanio in the 86th minute. This one was bad. It was a corner kick, and McIver came out to punch it away and just missed the ball, and it went to the player behind her. Boom. Into the goal.
Oh, God, this result's bad. The next one.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
North Carolina 4, Chicago 0.
Oof.
Goals in the 48th, 61st, 65th, and 86th. My note for this match was Sanchez should come to the Reign. That'd be
pretty big.
That's the kind of player we need. And that's the kind of player we should be going for.
It is. I don't know if North Carolina's dumb enough to let her go because
they're not, but that's the type of player.
Yeah.
Denver beat Orlando 3-1.
It's a big result.
I've been calling this player Gaetano, but they called her Gattino in the broadcast, so that must be it. 11th minute scores for Denver. Denver got a penalty, and Janine Sonis scored it in the 54th. Banda came back, got one back for Orlando in the 76th, and then Sonis scored again in the 77th minute. She's a dangerous player. There was another red card in this match on Angelina.
I saw that.
Hair pull.
What's with that these days?
I don't know. Players are getting more grabby. Hair's getting longer. It's a setup.
Hair's getting longer. The hair is growing, and that's actually why they can't stop.
This was Denver's first ever home win.
Wow.
So good for them.
I guess.
I did watch the Portland Angel City game.
Woof.
And the 0-0 draw here. The only redeeming performance of this match was Sarah Gordon.
Man, I really wanted her on the
balls
team.
out on the back line.
She's so good.
I love her.
Me too.
Utah beat Louisville 2-1. Utah, top of the table almost.
They're on fire, man. They look so fun.
They do.
What's fun?
Well, the first Utah goal was actually an own goal from Malay, 22nd minute. Keela Fisher got one back for Louisville in the 68th minute when they were trying to play out of the back, and Tejada gave the ball away. Boom, goal. And then Tanaka scored in the 77th minute. Of course. So don't feel bad about losing to Utah. They're in second place.
Yeah, that's true. They've been really good. That's kind of like... the issue is we cannot compete with these really good teams, right? I mean, we're not even beating bad teams, but like... I'm like, we are losing to like the top teams, and that it's like we're literally losing to all of the top teams.
We're losing to everyone at this point, though.
Yeah, definitely, and that's not good. But it's just like this is not how things usually go for Laura Harvey, and it's like I'm like, what's missing? Oh, literally players. Yeah, things are not going great in the standings, but the good news, if we want to find any bit of good news, is we're playing Boston next. Boston Legacy, Boss Nation. Bam, bam, bam. Our next match is against them Friday. It's funny, I think Ryan put it in wrong. He had Sunday, May 22nd, but it's on Friday, May 22nd, 5 p.m. It's at, we just found this out today. I mean, maybe you knew this. Centerville Bank Stadium, which is in Rhode Island.
Yeah.
Maybe they should have been the New England Legacy. There's your rebrand. Because then
third time's a charm.
Yeah, sounds like they're gonna be there. Well, I guess it's because of the World Cup stuff too. So, but yeah, they're gonna be there for the rest of the summer. It sounds like that game will be on Prime Video and on the radio, 950 KJR AM. Since what do you think is gonna happen in this game?
So, if we were just on the Boston podcast, and they asked us to do a score prediction. I think we have to get a goal in this game. I don't care if Phoebe McLaren has to go up and score it. There was a point where she was like playing right mid at one point during the last game. And I was like, you know what? I don't care. You go for it, Phoebe.
Yeah, I saw some people saying that they just saw her yelling at everybody.
Good for her.
I was like, do you think that's a problem if she's yelling at everybody? But it's like, I feel like she's trying to like be the leader that seems to be missing on the field. I don't know.
She's fiery. She's passionate player. I agree with what you wrote in here. Get a point. Literally anything would be great.
Yeah. My prediction on the podcast that we were on, which was called The Swan Dive. They're fun people. I predicted that they would win this game 1-0. From what I've learned from talking to the Boston people, it's that they're a little leaky in the back.
Sounded like a lot leaky because they have still yet to get a clean sheet.
Yeah, so this is the kind of game.
If you can't score in this game, then what the hell are you doing?
There's no excuse. We played Ann Katzenberger. That was difficult. She made a really good save in that game. We should have had a penalty. There's all these little circumstances that just keep piling and piling and piling. They should be able to overcome those things, and that's where they are missing that key player with quality to overcome those things. But yeah, after hearing that they're a little leaky, I think I think they'll finally break this streak, knock on wood. And also Van paid a witch officially.
Oh, yeah. I've forgotten to talk about this.
Yeah. I think the witch will come through. I don't know. I feel like the defense is going to be so angry at themselves too after what's happened the last couple of games. Granted, those were really, really good teams, but expansion side, who's leaky in the back, like, just take it to them, please.
Yeah. Get a shutout, score goal.
I know it's a big ask these days. I do think they're capable of it. Who do we play after that? It's the Spirit again, isn't it? Oh, fuck my life.
Yeah.
Truly, just.
When do we play Chicago?
Fixtures. So we've got Spirit, so it's just Boston and Spirit. So yeah, this is. I mean, if they're gonna get a win or something out of these last two games, it's gonna be this one. It's got to be this one.
It's got to be this one.
Because that's a tall order going to Washington. Are they? They're probably just. Do you think they're gonna come back home? Maybe they'll just stay on the East Coast and regroup mentally, emotionally. I think at this point, I don't know what to expect. I want our best lineup. What is that? I don't know. What do you? I mean, like, what needs to change in this game from the last game?
I think you take Coco out. You start Adames and Mercado.
Mm-hmm.
Get Curry back on the field, please.
Needs to be on the field, yeah.
And also, like, I understand that Laura Harvey wanted a left-footed left back, which is why she had Holmes on.
Yeah.
Why do that when Ryan Brown's right there?
Yeah, I don't.
Anyway, I hope the defense gets their stuff together. Maybe we get Bug more time.
Yeah, Bug starting would be awesome.
That would be a great help in the distribution department.
Indeed.
Maybe we get a bug bomb. Maybe that's the break we need.
You know, I was thinking about the last time we scored goals. Let me see their fixtures. I was thinking about the last time we scored goals. It was it wasn't even like the team was really good. It was like the goalkeeping was really bad.
Well, yeah, that was like the was it the Louisville game?
Yeah, it was Louisville, and then the game before that was against KC. Like, we haven't done shit this year for scoring goals, really.
No.
Yeah, we really haven't. It's actually really depressing when I look at the rest of the schedule.
And I say if we're not scoring and you get into the 60th minute, put Britt Ratcliffe on.
Yeah, sub sooner.
We did get a halftime sub this game. And I was like, I saw Mercado warming up and I was like, oh, we gonna get a halftime sub? Kind of jokingly. The girl sitting next to me was like, no way. And then I was like, called it.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. Like, I feel like I understand so much about what is being done in the game sometimes. There's just limited resources and personnel.
Yeah.
It's just tough. It's tough.
You have to work with what you got. Right now, we don't have enough, it feels like.
No, and sometimes it feels like you're like trying to think big brain, right? And you have to come up with something wild, and it hasn't been working. You know what would be wild though? Just signing someone who's really good.
That would be so wild. Let's get crazy.
All right. Yeah. Do you have anything else you want to add on to any of this? Shout outs?
I do want to mention one thing. I was talking to Jane about this before the last match. There's another podcast about women's sports in Seattle. I'm not going to name names. And the woman who does it posted a video about how the kind of talking crap about the Royal Guard.
Oh, no. That's not good.
And talking down the attendance. And mind you, attendance hasn't been great, but she was comparing it to the rest of the league. And I'm like, the rest of the league is not just Portland. Get your head out of your ass. You're obviously not watching the games, because I'm watching the games every week. And I can tell you, there are teams that constantly pull less fans than we do. Where are you getting your numbers? You don't even know what you're talking about. And just came at this conversation with this tone that was very demeaning. And supporters group had to wrote a comment on it. Granted, this video had 15 likes, so it's not a huge deal. But it just made me angry that somebody who's supposedly covering sports for women's sports for Seattle is going to come at that conversation from a oh my God, look how bad this is, instead of hey, we should be doing more. Let's get people out to the games. And it just rubbed me the wrong way, and it pissed me off.
I think that's fair. I'm curious. You can tell
I'll
me
send you the
later.
video after
Yeah,
this.
it's like you can tell me who this person is. It's not. I mean, and I feel like we've done deep dives into like the struggles with the rain and why.
And why
their
are you
attendance
talking?
isn't-
Like, the thing that got me too is that you're talking crap about these people that come religiously
Yeah,
to
they're
every single
yeah.
game and are the best supporters of the team.
Yeah.
And you're like, there was like 4 of them there. I'm like, girl, no. Why aren't you talking to the people, the 20,000 people that were at the Sounders game the day before?
Yeah. Who didn't want to show up for the women?
Yeah. You're just talking, you're going at this the wrong way, and it really made me angry.
Yeah, and then if you want to like go down that road, like why did the Sounders fans not come to the rain game? And it's like, well, it's because they don't have an exciting team because they haven't made these signings. And it's like, oh well, let's just actually look at the root of the problem, maybe. Instead of just
which is
being
what
an
we're trying to
asshole.
do.
Yeah, instead of being an asshole and like being a bully, like that's just not welcome. That's not welcome in these spaces.
No, it's not. And I felt bad for the supporters group. They do a lot of work.
Yeah.
And try their damnedest with whatever people show up.
Yeah.
More people should join the supporters group.
Yeah. It's rough out there right now as a Rain fan.
Sure is.
So
But
anyone
don't
who
go
keeps
making it harder.
No, that's not. That's fucked up.
Anywho, do you have any positive shout outs? The cat from the sauna?
The cat from the sauna. I don't know if I've ever talked about this before, but I sometimes go on. Well, I go on walks. My dog likes to look at the cats. Like she like loves to look at the cats and like stare at them. It's like in her breed. She just like wants to like watch them and like kind of herd them. But she'll just like watch them from like a close distance, but still a distance and stare at them. But like I'll try to like there's a cat street that I call Kitty Street, and I'll walk my dog around Kitty Street. But like people have like their like cameras outside, and I cannot imagine how many videos I'm on of me just like cat calling. Like literal cat calling. I'm just constantly cat calling on this like one block. I'm just like kitty. But yeah, there was a nice cat yesterday that my dog got to really enjoy. So shout out to that cat. His name is Cinder. He's very haggard. He's had a very rough life from what I've heard. I will not be surprised when he's not there one day because he's very old and haggard. But he tolerates my dog, and that's very sweet of him.
Nice.
He's got like a snaggletooth kind of thing going on. I heard he fell out of a truck and like during a move.
Oh.
And then somehow found its way back to the owner like many miles away in a different house.
Like a homeward bound situation.
Yeah, truly. Homeward bound with this like haggard cat, this black cat. It's really cute. It's kind of then one of the neighbors hates it because she's like, he started being mean to my cat when I started giving him wet food. I'm like, well, that's on you, girl. I'm sure he'll really appreciate the shout out. Yeah. Well, I think that's gonna wrap it up. Sorry to anyone who is upset that people need to be held accountable. Thanks again to our sponsor, the Doctor's Office. You can go follow us on Bluesky and Instagram at Cooler Guild Pod.
You can send us an email. We love an email at thecoolerguild@gmail.com. You can also visit us on our main page and read all the Ride of the Valkyries content at sounderatheart.com. Our page is sounderatheart.com/the Cooler Guild.
How funny it would be if you got an email from the GM. It'd be really funny.
Girl, bring it. You can come on the podcast. Tell me what you're doing.
Yeah. You can go follow us on YouTube, youtube.com /at the Cooler Guild. Wherever you're listening, please go rate 5 stars. I'm Coop.
I'm Van.
Stay cool, y'all.
Stay cool.
You and your dad's root beer.
Still making my way through my 12-pack.
Making my way.